start off with a keynote address on innovation momentum, propelling progress, busting bottlenecks. Please put your hands together and join me in welcoming to the stage Dr. Abhay Jere, Vice Chairman and Chief Innovation Officer, AICTE and Ministry of HRD, Government of India. Let's put our hands together and give Sir a warm welcome to the stage.
First, I would like to thank ET Now for inviting me for this Global Innovation Summit. I represent Ministry of Education as well as All India Council for Technical Education. And as both the organizations, we are working quite aggressively in promoting innovation and entrepreneurship across our educational institutions. I don't know how many of you will be aware, but in 2014, global rank of India on Global Innovation Index was 81. And through our multiple interventions, it has now come down to 40, So we have actually made a tremendous progress. I think India is the only country to have such a big jump in such a short period of time. Having said that, this 40 rank or 40th rank still doesn't do justice to our capabilities. And to enhance these capabilities, in 2018, actually government created a position and a team under me, and they appointed first Chief Innovation Officer. I don't know how many corporates have Innovation Officer or Chief Innovation Officer, but the government has now. And through our team or our cell or our bureau, we are pushing innovation, entrepreneurship in big way in our educational institutes. Initially, we started with higher educational institutes, but now with Atal Innovation Mission, it's a separate, again, a cell in Niti Aayog. We are working together even in schools. And I can share with you few aspects which we all should be proud of. For example, I don't know how many of you will be aware that India is the first country to actually introduce design thinking in schools at 6th standard. About 1,500 now CBSE schools have started offering design thinking. The books for design thinking, we are the first country, are already there from 6th standard to 12th standard, already on CBSE website. You can see those books, and they are getting really good reviews. And we are the first country to do that. We should be proud of it. Then we have trained more than 25,000 teachers as innovation ambassadors. Because what we have realized, and you will all agree with me, is that who kills ideas? Maybe elders at home and teachers in school. And that's where we felt that we have to change. So we went ahead and created this initiative called as Innovation Ambassadors. And now, through these Innovation Ambassadors, 25,000 teachers in schools and 25,000 teachers or faculty members in our higher educational institutions we have trained. And they are trained on design thinking. Then they are trained on how to handhold an idea. What are the different levels of product development, TRL levels, and so on and so forth. Then if you have to register a startup, then how you can do that. Then some very basic fundamentals related to finance also. Because if somebody talks about funding, venture capitalists, angel investors, nobody knows. Or many of these teachers don't know. So we said we will introduce you to all these concepts. So we have done that. And now For last 7, 8 years, we are doing a lot of hackathons. Means when we started doing actually hackathon, Smart India Hackathon, which we do now, I don't know how many of you heard it, but it has now become world's biggest hackathon. When we started, hardly anyone was talking about hackathon. Hackathon was more confined to our software industry, and that too, some of the biggies used to do that, just to internally look at good ideas. But we started hackathon as a national initiative. Again, India is the only country to do that. And Smart India Hackathon has become world's biggest hackathon. And what we do here is we go to about different ministries, about 30, 40 different ministries, and we take their problem statements. What are their requirements? Collect about 200, 300 problem statements, and we actually go ahead and challenge our students to actually come up with innovative solutions. And large number of startups have come out of it. Now you see hackathons actually happening in nook and corner of this country. And one of the primary reasons for that is Smart India Hackathon, because the way we pushed it, around 10, 12 lakh students participate. Almost each and every educational institute in India participates. I'm talking about technical institutions. But this is some of the initiatives. But when we are looking as a ministry, as AICTE, we look at not just tactical aspects, but we also look at strategic angles. And we are working on 3, 4 different pillars. And that's what I was also telling outside when they were interviewing me. We are working on policy pillar in a big way. Again, when it comes to policy, Bharat is the first country to actually have a national innovation and startup policy for faculty and students. And more than 2,000 institutes have actually implemented that policy. Because when we are looking at a policy pillar, we have to ensure that we unshackle our faculty members, our students, because our educational institutes are going to be the actual generator of ideas. So we have to have a right intervention there. So we have a lot of policies in place, 2 or 3 major policies we have bought. Then we are hand-holding institutions in big way. Currently, I am hand-holding about 13,000 institutions through our IIC network. Again, it's a homegrown initiative, because when we spoke to large number of vice chancellors, directors, deans, many of them just come on stage and talk about, yes, we should do innovation, we should do entrepreneurship, we should promote ideation. But if you talk to them in private and ask them that what are you doing? Tell us. The approach we found was not very scientific. It was a hodgepodge kind of an approach which they were taking. So we said we will come up with some kind of a ready reckoner to handhold you. And now we have created these IICs or built these IIC networks in about 13,000 institutions. About 50% of the institutions are really doing good. In 50% or 30-40% we are struggling, to be very honest. So again, that hand-holding is very critical for us. Then we are coming up with innovative courses also. For example, we are pushing for minor degree. As you might be aware that now new education policy is allowing major and minor. So when it comes to innovation, we are actually pushing a minor degree in innovation. We have introduced MBA in Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Venture Development. It's not although the name is MBA because people can relate to the nomenclature, but it's an incubator-based program. The classroom component is only 30%. So what we realized was that many youngsters wants to actually go ahead and do startup, but their parents, their partners, maybe girlfriend, boyfriend, are not allowing them to do that. They are saying, "Nahi, bas, kyun magajmari karna hai? Take a job," that kind of a thing. So we said that let us come up with some kind of a program where we allow these youngsters to pursue their entrepreneurship. So we conceptualized this MBA, where under garb of this MBA, they actually go ahead and pursue innovation. So they can take admission as a team also. And for 2 years, they will work in the incubator. They will be supported by the incubator, and under the garb of that MBA, they will actually follow their entrepreneurial journey. And at end of 2 years, if there is something which is moving forward, they will take it forward as an enterprise. Otherwise, they will at least get a degree and will become entrepreneurs. So these kind of innovative models also we have come about. Now we are doing pilot. We have around this MBA in about 2022 institutions. We have given approvals to 2022 institutions to run this program, and the results what we are getting are also quite promising. Apart from that, we are creating a large number of platforms, because at the end of the day, we believe that ideas are coming more from tier 2, tier 3 institutions rather than IITs and NITs. What we have realized, I don't know, and if I'm going to offend, sorry for that. How many of you are from IIT or NIT here? Okay. So what we have realized is that our AICTE institutions are actually contributing to more wealth creation in this country rather than some of these premier organizations. For example, even if you look at Chandrayaan team, there is no one from IIT or NIT there. The entire is AICTE institutions. So to actually go ahead and push for innovation and entrepreneurship in these institutions, we are creating multiple platforms. And we believe that the real second generation or the second wave of startups are going to come from AICTE institutions. Currently, we have more than 15,000 startups as part of AICTE institutions. And if you really look at their cumulative valuation, now valuation is a subjective term, we all know now, the way valuations are fluctuating. But currently, the IIT actually Delhi did this today for us, and the cumulative valuation of these companies are somewhere around 12,000 crores. So this is the value our tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 institutions are also creating. Now we are the biggest engineering, I don't want to use word producers, but in the world. We have already overtaken China. Currently, we are actually producing more than 1.5 million engineers per year. As part of AICTE institutions, we have more than 80 lakh students or 8 million students under our domain at any given time point. So what we believe is that these students, if we give them right opportunity, they can actually create the ideas which are not just relevant for the India, for this country, but also for the world. And that's the way we are working on, because Honorable Prime Minister internally has given us quite big goals. Publicly, he is already talking about Viksit Bharat. And internally also, we have been pushed to actually envisage what is going to be a shape of an educational institute of 2047. And it will be very, very different. Because what happened for banking in last 20 years. About 20 years back, the shape of banks were different. At that time we said, somebody said, and I really liked that quote, that in 20 years from now, we will require banking, but we will not require banks. And that has actually happened. Same thing is going to happen in education sector also, that we will require education, but we may not require educational institutes in current format. So what are the educational institutes of 2047? How they will be? So we have already started thinking in big way in that direction. And from that perspective, there is going to be a key focus on ideation, innovation, entrepreneurship, wealth creation, because internally what we believe is that academicians just should not pursue Saraswati henceforth. They should pursue Saraswati and Lakshmi together. So that's what the thought process is. I really wish this ET Now's Educational Global Summit a really key success. And whenever you would like to engage with us at AICTE, we will be more than, or with Ministry of Education, we will be more than happy to engage with you. We will be more than forthcoming, and we are open for new ideas, because we have to hold hands together if we really want to move forward. Thank you once again for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Dr. Jere a louder round of applause, please. Thank you, sir.